In the modern world, a narrow stretch of water, only a few miles wide, holds enormous global importance. It is called the Strait of Hormuz. Every day, massive oil tankers travel through this passage carrying energy supplies from the Middle East to the rest of the world. Despite its small size on the map, this waterway controls a significant portion of global oil transportation. For many countries, the stability of this single maritime route directly affects fuel prices, economic stability, and international trade. But what exactly is the Strait of Hormuz? Why is it so important? And why has this narrow passage become one of the most strategically significant locations on Earth? To answer these questions, we must explore its geography, its history, and the geopolitical tensions that surround it. The Strait of Hormuz is located between the coast of Iran to the north and the Arabian Peninsula to the south. It connects the Persian Gulf with the Gulf of Oman and eventually the Arabian Sea, forming the only sea route that allows oil-producing countries in the Persian Gulf to export their resources to the global market. At its narrowest point, the strait is roughly 21 miles wide. Within that narrow space, large shipping lanes guide enormous oil tankers safely through the passage. Every day, ships carrying millions of barrels of crude oil travel through this corridor. Countries such as Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Kuwait, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates rely heavily on this route to export their energy supplies. Because so much of the world's oil passes through this single channel, energy experts often describe the Strait of Hormuz as the most important oil choke point on the planet. A choke point is a narrow route that is essential for global transportation. If that route becomes blocked or disrupted, the consequences can spread across international markets very quickly. The strategic importance of this region, however, did not begin in the modern era. For centuries, the waters surrounding the Persian Gulf served as an important trading route connecting Asia, the Middle East, and Europe. Long before the discovery of oil, merchant ships traveled through these waters carrying goods such as spices, silk, and precious materials. But during the 20th century, everything changed. The discovery of vast oil reserves beneath the deserts of the Middle East transformed the region into one of the most important energy centers in the world. As global demand for oil increased, the Strait of Hormuz became a critical gateway for exporting these resources to international markets. After the Second World War, industrial growth and rising energy demand made oil the backbone of the global economy. Countries across Europe, Asia, and North America increasingly relied on energy supplies from the Persian Gulf. As a result, the security of the Strait of Hormuz became a major concern for governments around the world. Because of its strategic importance, the region surrounding the strait has often attracted military attention. Naval forces from several countries regularly patrol nearby waters in order to protect shipping routes and ensure the safe movement of commercial vessels. The narrow geography of the strait makes it particularly sensitive to disruptions. Even small incidents involving ships can quickly attract international attention because of the potential impact on global energy supplies. Over the years, the region has experienced periods of tension linked to political disagreements, regional rivalries, and broader geopolitical conflicts. One of the most notable periods occurred during the 1980s, when attacks on oil tankers in the Persian Gulf became known as the Tanker War. During that time, commercial ships traveling through the region faced significant risks as the conflict between Iran and Iraq extended into maritime routes. Despite these challenges, international shipping continued to rely heavily on the Strait of Hormuz. Today, millions of barrels of oil still move through the waterway every single day. Much of this energy is transported to major Asian economies, including China, India, Japan, and South Korea. Because these countries depend heavily on imported energy, the stability of the strait remains extremely important for their economies. Over time, some countries have attempted to reduce their dependence on this route. New pipelines have been constructed to transport oil to alternative ports that bypass the Strait of Hormuz. For example, pipelines in Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates allow some oil shipments to reach other coastlines without passing through the narrow channel. However, these alternative routes cannot fully replace the massive volume of energy that currently travels through the strait. As a result, the Strait of Hormuz continues to function as one of the most important transportation corridors in the global energy system. Any disruption in the region can quickly influence international oil prices and global financial markets. This is why governments, energy companies, and shipping organizations closely monitor developments in the area. In many ways, the Strait of Hormuz represents a powerful example of how geography can shape global politics and economics. A narrow waterway between two coastlines has become a vital connection point for international trade and energy supply. Its importance goes far beyond the surrounding region. The stability of this small passage affects industries, economies, and consumers across the world. The Strait of Hormuz may appear small when viewed on a map, yet it remains one of the most strategically important waterways in modern history. Every day, ships carrying enormous amounts of energy resources pass through its narrow lanes. And as long as the world continues to depend heavily on oil and natural gas, this narrow passage will remain one of the most closely watched locations on Earth. A reminder that sometimes the most powerful places in the world are not the largest ones, but the narrow gateways that connect entire continents.